We don't need no stinking countdown. This is take 2 of the Daily HiFi podcast for June 5th. Coming up again at 4:30. Looks like somebody said we didn't get a violation. We got an I violation.
Wow.
Real.
Apple or YouTube came down and said, hey,
how dare you promote our stuff like that?
I know.
Yeah, that is weird.
You?
Like, why would they do that?
Can't be promoting our stuff.
Yeah, I don't know if it was Apple. I think it was YouTube, not Apple.
Okay.
Yeah, that's just how things go. See you in the new stream. Hey, that's a first. That is a first for our channel. So yeah, there you go. I never knew they would do something like that.
All right. Well, we're back.
Yeah.
How was that not fair use? I don't think they care.
Yeah.
If it was fair use or not. Yeah. Okay. All right.
We had some good starred comments though. We've
I
lost
took pictures. I took pictures.
Did you? Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Smart man. All right.
All right. So here's the first picture.
While you're looking for those.
Hey, I had one. I'm gonna retype it and then we can throw it up there.
What are some HDMI equipped speakers that could be used in place for a soundbar? That one?
Yep.
See?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like when I used to do a DJ live stream, I'd play the wrong song, and all of a sudden, boom, we're done.
Boom.
That's good that you thought about that.
What's
Take
that?
a picture of all the starred comments.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. So this is a question not just for you guys, but also for the people in the chat, because I was talking to one of my patrons yesterday, and he was saying that he helps out a lot of friends with their setups, and he tries to talk them out of going with sound bars, and he has trouble finding reasonably priced
Alternative
setups. And then we got to talking about, like I was just saying, HDMI. The good thing about soundbars is it's so easy. You just plug an HDMI cable into it, you power it, and that's why people love them, because it's so easy. So I started looking for HDMI speakers, and there's really not many of them that aren't less than $500. Like, so there's the ELAC one that I know of, and that's $599, I think. There's Klipsch the 5s, which are $5 or $6, somewhere in that ballpark. I don't remember exactly. And then there's other ones on Amazon, but they're all $500, $600, $700, $800. They're more than $500 by a long shot. So I don't know. I can't think of any other ones. I'm curious if anybody has any suggestions. Oh, there's the SBS one, but that's $800, I think, or $900.
Yeah. Let's see here.
I'm just thinking if they've got sound bars.
Okay, so
they have speakers for like $300 or $400.
So I actually have this this product that takes HDMI, and it's HDMI ARC. I'm not sure if it's ARC or eARC, and then it just has two RCA outs.
Yeah.
So you can change the volume, and it'll change the volume on that device, and then you can connect a small Class D amp and any passive speakers that you want. So I'm not sure how much that's going for, but I do see some on Amazon, and I'm not sure that they are.
Well, so SBS wireless.
I'm not sure if I can even talk about the product that I have. That's why.
Right. So there, and it's similar to what you're saying, but what Alan and I were talking about was just it's the simplicity, right? Like people choose sound bars. My mom bought a sound bar because you can go to Walmart, you can buy it, you bring it home, you hook up HDMI cable to it, and then you plug power in, and that's it. Like you don't have to do anything else.
This has a HDMI in ARC.
Yeah, and those are what $899. He says.
Oh damn! Oh yeah, I guess
that's the problem. Is they're all the ones that I'm seeing are over $500, and I don't think I've seen any that are less than $500. The Klipsch the 5s and the ELACs are the closest to that $500 range. I just can't think of any other ones.
Yeah. So the tricky thing here is they have HDMI audio extractors, but I don't know that any of these actually change the volume. How ARC is supposed to.
Right. Well, that's not ARC. That's actually not ARC, Joe. That's CEC.
Okay, CEC. Right? Sorry. So is that not related in some weird way?
I mean, you have to have CEC on for ARC to work in most AV receivers, but you can turn CEC off because some people don't want that.
Okay.
Don't want if you turn on the TV, it'll turn on the AVR. Some people don't want that. So you can turn it off.
But anyway, the product that I have does use that CEC, so you see the volume control on the TV go up, and it's also changing the volume on the external speaker amp.
Right.
It's doing all that. So these audio extractors, though, they'll just take the HDMI in, and then they'll give you RCA out. But you need something to control the volume, and that's where it gets a little bit tricky if you're gonna hook up an external amplifier. And so you can get something like those SMSL AD18. I forgot the names of them, but they're maybe $150, and they have their own remote, and you can control the volume on the amplifier itself. So you can hook up your own speakers, have your own amplifier. Oh yes, what is that? Leftovers?
It's a samosa. I brought my mom packed me up a whole bunch of food to take home.
You didn't bring enough for everybody else.
It's a samosa, bro.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can handle this, man. Spicy.
I like how you said mine.
Hey, mine.
You checked those seat, cuz.
We hungry.
Here's a thing about the soundbar thing too, is in the bedroom we have an OLED there, and we only really watch, like, the kids watch the cartoons. We don't use it all, like, very much. So we had a mono price soundbar there, and it was fine. Nobody ever complained. I never felt like, oh, I need to have something better here. But I did have those ELAC connects, and I'm like, man, kind of messed up that I'm not using these because they have HDMI. So I got some speaker like those wall mounts for them, and hooked it up HDMI, and yeah, it sounds better. It sounds better for sure, but it's not like, oh, my experience is so different now. In that particular situation, the soundbar is fine.
Right. Yeah.
So just a matter of use case.
I don't have an issue with sound bars. It's just, what are there any stereo options that would replace a sound bar that aren't more than $500? And I just couldn't find it.
I don't think so. I don't think so. $500? That's kind of tough.
Yeah. Kind of surprised.
Yeah. Kind of have to just make it yourself. You know who could make one that would probably be a hit is that Numi. If you were able to just throw HDMI on there, I think it's the license for HDMI that costs a lot, though.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Is it? That's what I was going to ask. Is it that? I don't know about the inner workings of all that, but I could see that being the issue.
Yeah, and I'm wondering if they have to start doing stuff with, like, licensing with Dolby, to take their signal and down. I don't know. I have no idea. But I know that there's an extra cost if you want to go HDMI, and that's why a lot of companies don't do it. But more and more people are doing it now.
Yeah.
Before it was just clips to 5s, and that was it.
It's getting more popular.
Yeah. What would be good is if these small Class D amps started to implement it.
Yeah, that would be pretty cool.
And NAD has had it for a while, but that 3020, I think it was, NAD 3020 wasn't cheap either. Over $600, I think. Anyway, what else? Any other questions? What other questions did we miss?
Oh, okay, questions here. I got a question from Apple Vision Pro.
No more Apple Vision talk.
Yeah, and no more.
Yeah, for real. I was going to say, I was about to post a picture. You guys remember the Nintendo Virtual Boy?
Huh?
Give me a second. I'm going to pull this up because I want you guys to have a good laugh.
Tim says he does.
Of course he does.
All right. So Chris Contreras asked, how much do you all have invested in your AV equipment?
A personal question.
$5.
Nothing right now.
I have lots of systems, so I don't know.
What I had in my old setup, I can tell you, a lot of it was DIY, but I would say, gosh, I'd have to think about it. When we sold the house, I sold the house with the whole home theater set up as is, and the guy gave me an extra $5,000 for that setup, which I thought was fair to him and me. So if that gives you any kind of indication, but a lot of it was DIY. Like I paid literally nothing for the speakers because it was a church bought out this old theater. The church sound guy pulled all the speakers out of every theater room before they demolished the inside. He put them in storage, and then he posted on Craigslist. I went and bought a ton of stuff, spent $800, sold 2 subwoofers and a 4-channel amplifier for $800, and was left with 4 15s, 4 2-inch compression drivers, and 4 surround speakers. So basically, I paid nothing for all my speakers, and then I bought amplifiers, projector, built my own screen. So
you get the projector too for 5Gs.
Yes, I would say so. It was about a $3,000 projector, but I got it from a dealer at cost, and I think I paid $1,600 or $1,700 for it.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Okay.
Pretty good deal, man. That was like me at Costco. I got a grill for like $400 off Amazon price. Yes. So stoked. Things like 150 pounds, so I could barely get it in the car. Anyway.
Yeah. How much would you say your systems, Chana?
Like what it is now?
Yeah.
Well, you know what? Oh, here's funny thing. So I was in LA, I was there. We were hanging out. Sasha is hanging out here with her friend, and Ryder happens to also be out of town. So he's coming back today. He's been gone for a week. And she's like, "What's wrong with the subwoofer?" I'm like, "What do you mean?" She's like, "There's no bass." And I'm like, "Oh God." I'm like, did these rails just die? Did the rails literally just die to the point where 3 years, which is their warranty, and then boom, they just died?
The amps went out?
They're both buzzing, and they couldn't get any bass going to the receiver. I'm like, oh, well, put it on Oro 3D. But they were doing AirPlay directly to the Denon. So I don't know if that's just running stereo, and I have to change a setting in the menu to get, what is it, LFE plus main going or whatever. Too much to try to do over the phone, especially I couldn't see like what was going on. So I was like, oh, and then they turned them both on. I was like, crap, these amplifiers are dying in this thing. Really? 3 years and it's just ready to go, huh? That's so sad. But as far as, I mean, it's expensive. I am running a mid-range AVR, so that's kind of cool. The Denon 3800, what, $1,700? I've had the $3,000 receivers and stuff, and upstairs in my living room, that's not necessary. I am running some beefy amplifiers still, the Pair Sounds, so that's pricey. I had to spend out of pocket to buy that 83-inch OLED, but I got it from Brandon, be the installer. So he bought the TV, made a video about it, and then he drove it up here. So I only paid cost. So
yeah, I think to answer Chris Contreras' question, you have to realize that it's a little bit different because we review stuff.
Yeah.
So we know the right people. So I don't think it would be fair. I would say that, you'd have to double the cost of everything at least.
Yeah. Oh, and my speakers,
if you're asking what we paid versus what it's worth, it's not the same.
Yeah. My speakers are expensive. The Focal, I have 10 Focal speakers, and they're even just the bookshelf ones. They're not inexpensive. They're pricey. So, man, if I had to put a dollar amount, dude, it'd be like 30,000,
30 G's,
maybe 35, something like that. I know Shane had one of Shane's videos popped up, and it's about people being mad about how much money he spends on a subwoofer or something like that. It's like all these DIY guys are like, you need to spend less money and just make the subwoofer. And he's like, if I want to buy a per listen, what's wrong with me buying a per listen?
Yeah. Why does it matter? It's not their money.
Right.
And sometimes it's easier just to buy something than to spend the time building it, putting it together.
And that's what he said. That's what I said too. I mean, like I like when I'm doing the subwoofer, looking for a new subwoofer, and people are like, do DIY. I'm like, dude, I don't have time for that.
Yeah.
I barely have time to sleep. You think I'm going to try and build a subwoofer? Get out of here.
I did it 5 years ago. I don't know that I would have the time to do it now or the desire to do it now. I mean, honestly, I perfectly can. Just don't know if I'd want to. So I don't know why people would be upset with him for doing that.
And I don't know. Those flat packs are easy, but if you want it to look good, that's the hard part. If you want it to look nice, and most of these, they're the DIY stuff, do they come with a plate amp, or are they passive and you're supposed to provide amplification?
Some of them do. Some of them do. Like if you buy from Parts Express, you can get kits that have like a plate amp.
Okay.
Or you furnish your own amplifier. You get like a Pro Audio amp or something.
Yeah, I mean, just because something's cheaper doesn't mean that's the correct answer for everyone.
Yeah, for sure.
Right. Some people want to spend a little bit more and get a nice look, and I think there's something for everyone. There's something for everyone.
I'm gonna say it right now. SVS is gonna send 2 SB3000s. Well, I haven't told them to send it yet, but I'm sure they will. And I'm gonna put those 2 SB3000s up against the per listen 15-inch that's already here, single 15. It's already here. I haven't opened it, but it's here. And I think with some magic beans, all we really need is a capable subwoofer. I have a feeling that $5,000 subwoofer and what was it, 3,000 for these other ones, just SVS, the 2 SVS. I forget. I have a feeling they're gonna probably be pretty much on point or on par with the performance. If they're capable, and if we do the little magic beans tuning. So
yeah. Well, the thing is, a lot of times you pay a lot more for just the extreme ends of the spectrum. So if you're not playing in that area where you need the maximum SPL possible and you need it to sound clean, well, you may not even notice the difference. If you're playing in the middle, it's going to be the same to you.
Could be.
You know what I mean? But if, let's say, if you have a huge space, dedicated space, and it's just, you got this, you need to play them loud. Well, at that point, yeah, maybe you'd notice a difference. But that's why use case matters.
Right. See, $1,100 each. So buying 2 of them, that would be $2,200 versus a $5,000 single 15. I am also, because of you guys, I contacted JTR for this sealed 18-inch, and I did contact, I haven't heard back, what is it, the Rhythmic, for the not for the 15, but for the 18. Cool. All their 15s are sold out.
He's doing it for the people. He's doing it for the people. You should get an RSL too.
Yeah, RSL. Oh, that big giant one.
No, you won't. It's not for you.
It's not for
your
me.
living room. But yeah,
I mean, let's be real. Like, some of these subwoofers, like, they got a face for radio, meaning you need to hide this behind a screen, right? Like, these things aren't pretty to look at, and I got to look at it. So that's also a thing.
Yeah, I got some ELAC ones that are not too bad to look at. They have different type of surround, but overall, like, the look of them, I'm like, oh, that looks pretty nice.
Wait, which one?
The ELAC?
The one I showed you a picture of.
That one.
X surround. Look a little different. But yeah, overall the finish looks nice, and it matters to some people. It matters to me. I have to look at my subs. They're not hidden away. So
yeah.
I mean, do you need like something like the new per listen custom with the carbon fiber finish? Yeah, probably not. Right? Some people might.
No.
Some people might.
Let's see here. I just got a email from Nick at SVS. Speaking of SVS, and he said he asked when we want to have Ed Mullen on the stream, because I was bugging them. Like, I would love to have Ed Mullen on here because,
talking about calibration or what, or just in general.
Well, he does all the technical talk when it comes to subs, and I've heard a lot from Nick and Larry, and they're great. It's just sometimes I want to hear from the engineer guy. Sometimes I feel like they don't get enough talking time, screen time. Yeah, and that's why I thought Andrew Jones was great, because he's the engineer and he's also a great presenter. So people love that. They want to hear from the guy who's designing.
He'll also talk your ear off. Oh my gosh, like, he will not stop talking. Andrew Jones. I remember seeing some of your videos. You had like a 3 video series, and they were like an hour long each. I'm like, geez, what's going on?
Well, I can't tell whether it's him or me. You know how we go.
Oh yeah.
I think you guys are trying to kick me out of your mom's. Like, it's time to go home now, Joe.
Yeah.
It's time to go, bro.
Yeah, you got an hour drive, buddy.
I can't stop talking. Hey, she made coffee at like 10.
I know.
So that was bad news.
That's her fault.
Oh, dude, and that cake. Like she kept on asking for the specific cake, and they had to go get it from the back or something like that. I'm like, what is up with this cake? And then we had this cake. This cake was bomb, and it's from Gelson's, and it's actually called Bomb. Like that's the name of the cake. I was just like, I don't know. Is it called Bomb? What are you talking about? But yeah, that's how dinner is at my mom's house.
Yep.
Yeah, great.
So we're gonna schedule that. So that's something to look forward to.
Yeah.
One of the upcoming podcasts will have Ed Mullen on. So stay tuned. If you're not subscribed, you should do that.
Should.
What else?
Wendell says, guys, I calibrated my audio with the SACD a couple months ago and watched San Andreas Saturday night and found myself gripping the armrest. All right. Thank you, Wendell.
I assume he's saying.
Yeah. The spatial audio calibration toolkit. Although it kind of spatial audio calibration disc. Spatial audio,
that works.
I know Wendell's one of my patrons, so I know.
Quick question about all those subs, and this kind of led to something I was thinking about. How do you pick what to review? Because that matters. What do you choose to review? Because if you're the small company and you're making great products like the calibration toolkit, and you're just, let's say you don't have a channel, you don't have a YouTube channel specific to that industry, but you have a great product. How do you get YouTubers to review it? How do you get publications to talk about it? Because I posted that that our toolkit was talked about in Stereophile, and it's just because somebody asked for it,
right?
Yeah. So it's kind of that. How do you break into this if you're not somebody that anybody knows, but you're making a great product?
Yeah.
I mean, how do you guys choose what to review? Because it matters. What you choose gets highlighted.
No, it's a good point. It's a very good point. I was actually thinking about it today. So I reviewed some Aperion speakers, and I was just curious. So I reached out to them a few weeks ago, and they sent some stuff to me, and then I dropped the video today, and it's like, not many people care. And I mean, I would have done it anyway, but it's just kind of one of those things where it's like, I put in a lot of effort, and sometimes it's on stuff that not many people are going to watch, or they just don't watch. Like, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't know sometimes what you think isn't going to do well, does well, and then vice versa. So you never know. But I was just thinking about that today. Like, gosh, I put a lot of time on that, and like nobody's watching this video, and it just kind of sucks. Like, I mean, it is what it is. So I find it interesting that you brought that question up, because I was thinking today, like, I'm going to have to rebound now with something that's cool.
You gotta bring out something hot.
Yeah, I mean, it don't even have 2,000 views yet, and I'm just like, like, it should do better.
Yeah.
I mean, I would hope it would do better, but it's a company that not many people are talking about. So, and the product really just it wasn't terrible, but it really wasn't that good either. And they're $1,500 a pair. And so I kind of talked about that, just talked about the price, and I think it should be better for the price. And then, so real fast, I was just going to say, I was talking to my patron about this yesterday, and it's like the dude in marketing that immediately emailed me and he called me like ASAP when he saw my email. I was like, well, that's cool. He's like, yeah, whatever you want, man. We'll send you whatever. And then I post a review of this stuff, and it's not good. And I'm like, is this dude going to lose his job? Because he's the marketing guy, And then now there's a bad review. But my hope is that people understand, like, when companies are willing to kind of put their neck out there for stuff like that, people will still consider them for other products. I don't know, man. I don't know what to do in situations like that. I mean, the data's the data. Product's not great. It is what it is. I got to move on to the next thing. But
that's why I love this transparency. We're here talking about what's happening. I think that maybe it comes off like, hey, we're telling secrets, and maybe you're not supposed to talk about these things, but I'm going to talk about these things.
Yeah.
Maybe it's supposed to be that you're not supposed to talk about these things, like wrestling back in the day. You're not supposed to say what's actually happening, but it's kind of everybody knows what's happening, but you're not supposed to say it. I don't know about all that. The reason I was thinking about it is just because I'm like, okay, well, here we have this toolkit that's first of its kind when it comes to Atmos stuff.
Yeah.
Well, you'd kind of think that well, if you have a publication that has to do with home theater, this is highly relevant, and it's not like we haven't sold a lot. We sold a good amount, so it's obviously popular. Our feedback is extremely good. People are always saying, "Oh man, it made my system sound so much better," or "I found this issue." So the product does what it says it's going to do. We have we're lucky enough to have a platform to promote it, and yet, there might be an audio video publication that wouldn't even consider talking about. So it's kind of that. I'm kind of like, how does that even work? Do I have to just pay? Because I'm down to pay. I'm okay with that too. I'm not even hating on that. Like, if I just have to pay, okay, well, you just pay. That's the game.
Yeah.
Or is it that, how could we not be on the radar, basically? How is that even possible? Because if we're not on the radar, that means they're not really looking very hard.
No.
That's also concerning. Like, you don't know about this thing.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying. So you're saying, like, just from the manufacturer's perspective, like, how do they get their name out there? Other than, like, so me, if I'm interested in something, or people ask me to review it, and then I probably, like, I'll reach out to the manufacturer and ask them if they mind loaning it to me. And then I also do occasionally have manufacturers that will contact me directly and ask if I'll review something, and most of the time I'll say yeah, because I'm also interested in it too. So, like, but you're saying in your case, like, what do you do, right? Like, if you're a manufacturer, like, do I reach out to these people and say, all right, yeah, I'll pay you to review my thing, right? Or do you just wait for it to happen organically?
We announced this in December. It's not like it's new.
Yeah. I
And
don't
the
know.
thing is,
Yeah, it's been out 6 months now.
there are other discs that have come out since then that are being picked up. And it's like, okay, why is that? And this is not even a complaint. It's just, I'm asking why.
Observation.
What do I need to do? This is not even a complaint.
Yeah,
Not even close to a complaint.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying.
How does this game work? Because, just if I know how it works, then we can play the game.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't know. I don't have anything like that. As a reviewer, I just reach out, or they reach out, and we figure something out. And
well,
that's all.
When I started doing this, I just bought things and reviewed them.
Yeah.
And then when I was done with them, I would sell them at a loss. On eBay mostly. And then when I got Patreon, and then I would sell them to my patrons first. So my patrons would always get, like, the good deal. So I do have to buy some of these subwoofers. So again,
yeah,
when it's time to get rid of them, my patrons will score. Maybe, who knows? Maybe I'll actually keep the SVS and ditch the per listen, so somebody gets a good deal on a per listen sub.
So here's what's interesting though. So, based on what we were talking about earlier, Ike Easy HC Tech says you need a marketing team. Now here's what's interesting. These same companies are the ones that would reach out to us for us to help them market.
It's kind of weird.
I'm sure a lot of these guys would love to be on our podcast to talk about their product.
They were on the HiFi Summit to talk about their products.
Yeah, they would pay me. So it's kind of weird. And now that it's the other way around, I'm like, well, you let me know how it works then. Can somebody let me know? Because I'm down. I'm down to play whatever game I need to play. Need to kiss more booty. Anyway.
Yeah.
I definitely don't want it to come off as me complaining, because I'm really not asking for permission. I kind of feel like we're gonna succeed, or my mentality, not that it's gonna happen, but my mentality is like, I'm not asking for permission, because I don't think anybody's gonna stop us from doing what we're gonna do.
Nope. Yeah. No, we can't.
I'm not asking.
And Joe, we are gonna succeed. We already have succeeded.
Yeah.
We're just gonna keep on getting higher. Right?
Yeah. So that's my you have to have confidence when you're in business.
Yeah.
Because there's going to be a lot of roadblocks, a lot of things that you're going to have to get across. So Yeah, you have to have a little bit of extra confidence. I feel like that's what you're seeing. Cockiness, maybe.
No, it's just confidence.
Anyway,
Here, I want to show you guys something. I want to show everybody something here. Dream Media Home Theater has been doing a man cave makeover, right? And they got 2 videos out. You guys should check this out. It's this first one. It's actually very there's Zach, yeah. He looks all mad in this little he looks he's all mad. No, it's actually very touching. They had a bunch of submissions of people's ugly home theater and their man cave or whatever. And I guess they chose the winner. The mom took a video. He was trying to do this home theater. He got crushed in an accident by a hydraulic lift or something like that, broke his back, and then he got better. And then a couple of years later, broke his back again, picking up his dog or something like that. Very, very sad story. But yeah, it's a pretty cool. You know, they're doing a series on how they're redoing doing his man cave, and he can't walk up and down the stairs, so they have this extra bedroom that's next to his, and he was trying to do like a game room / office, so he can try to like do some work from home or whatever. And so it's kind of like half done, or not even half done, but like there's like, spots for little electrical things. So they went in and redid the electrical, and they had a bunch of companies donate products for this makeover. So it's pretty cool. So definitely, if you guys need to watch something, want to watch something different, the story about this dude is it's a bit sad, and it is a little touching, seeing their reaction to winning this thing, and then they're going through and doing the makeover. So yeah, check it out.
That's pretty cool that they're doing that.
Yeah. So I think they got all the companies to donate about $50,000, and then Zach was personally like doing the installation and the demo and stuff like that. So
yeah, that's cool.
Pretty cool. Yeah,
that's cool.
The look on his face, and he's like, when the guy comes out, he's like, "Hey, I know you," like talking about Zach because he watches Dream Media Home Theater channel. So
yeah, cool stuff. Yeah, I'll have to pull that up. I like seeing stuff like that, man. There's a couple guys that I follow, and you guys may have heard of That Was Epic. I don't know if y'all heard of it. I love watching his stuff, like when he goes and buys the entire skateboard shop out, and then he goes to the different skate parks in his area and just hands out boards and decks and trucks and stuff like that out for free. Like, I'm like, dude, I wish that my channel could get to that many subscribers, and I could just like go up to Best Buy and be like, look, here's a set of awesome whatever speakers, like, here, take them home, enjoy them. Like that would be cool.
Yeah, I know.
You can kind of do that, I guess.
So that guy's name is Juan, right? That was Epic. Yeah. So he got huge because he was on a campus and he was giving girls rides in his like little one of those little kiddie, like Joe, if like your girls would have like a little car, those little car things, a little motor car,
Power Wheels.
Yeah, like something like that. So that's how he blew up, because he had a video where he was just picking up girls and driving them to class.
That's awesome.
in this car. And I've seen his and there's another channel called Angry Picnic, where a guy plays guitar and he plays like a regular song, but he just makes the words up for the girl that he's just serenading some girl on campus. So Juan films him. So they're like a tag team. Juan films him doing the singing stuff, and then when Juan is actually out there in the field, he's the Angry Picnic guy is filming him. So they like live in a house, and they just make YouTube videos for the past like 3-4 years, and like some of them are huge, and they just make a living doing this. And now
millions of views. Yeah,
he used to go by and see people with the headphones on and just cut their wire and then give them like AirPods Pro. Or something like that. Here you go.
I like the wired one though.
So that's the funny thing is, like, he would have a wired one in his pocket too. Be like, oh, but if you like the wired one, then here's a replacement for the wired one.
Yeah.
Have you seen the guy who like mows people's lawns for free?
I've seen like a couple of them. Yeah.
Like, yeah, that's kind of funny.
Yeah.
Like, he'll see a messed up lawn and he'll ask him like, hey, can I just start cleaning up?
Yeah. I like stuff like that, man. I mean, it kind of gives you like a little bit of hope that everything's not all junk out in the world,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you can always
there's a bunch of good people. Positive. I mean, if you really think about it, that's how Mr. Beast got his start. He had one video pop off, and he got $10,000 together, and he went and donated $10,000 on Ninja's stream, and then that blew him up. And then that's all he does. He just gives money away.
Yeah, that's crazy, man.
He gives money away. It's crazy. He lives in like a little apartment, has like a piece of crap car, makes millions of dollars, and then just gives it away. And then people watch the videos, and then like what he was doing, and he got all this, like he was curing people's sight, and people are all getting mad.
Oh, I know that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't understand that at all.
People are weird. Anyway.
Yeah, people are weird.
Anyway. I was thinking about calibration. Obviously, I was telling you guys I was doing all this like video calibration. And video and audio, of course, have a lot in common. Video seems to be easier to explain though, because you can see the difference.
Yes.
Yeah.
Versus when you do audio, it's like, is it right?
Well,
I don't know what's correct.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I would say it's not as bad as audio because it's completely subjective. But there are people that have less like vision, like their eyesight's not as good, right? You know?
Yeah, I think this relates though to what you had a YouTube short, Aaron, when you were like, it looks like you were just going for a walk.
Yeah, I was just walking. Yeah,
and you were just saying the difference between flat anechoic versus flat in room, and how flat in room sounds horrible, so don't get it twisted.
Right.
When you're saying a flat response, you're talking about an accurate speaker that measures flat anechoically. No, not in a room.
Right.
And that difference.
Yeah, I'll definitely be making a video on that because I was just like, I saw a post earlier yesterday morning, and I've seen them a lot of times where people will say, well, I don't like flat measuring speakers. They always sound bad in my room. And it's like, okay, yeah, those are two different things. Like the flat measuring in your room is not the same thing as flat measuring anechoic. And then so I made that little short just kind of like as a reminder. And I was really surprised at the number of people saying, yeah, dude, you should make a video about this. I was like, really?
I have made a video about that, by the way, a long time ago.
You? Okay.
It was called is a flat frequency response. Does a flat frequency response sound good? And I just basically talked about that.
Okay.
It didn't really pop off, but maybe yours will do better.
Well, most of mine, like I was thinking, oh, it'll do good. And then I'm like, that probably won't do good because I thought it'll do good. But if I think it will do good, and that means that it probably won't do good, then does that mean that it will probably do good? But that means it won't do. And then it's like Wayne's World. And they tell a friend, and they tell a friend. Anyway. I like Garth in the second one when he's like, what's he say, my woman or my lady? He's like, my lady likes me in cologne.
Yeah.
Garth, is that like Groot?
Garth, take me.
Yeah.
Where? It's cold and you need a jacket.
That's right. Oh, he's a dead man. And he walks out of the house with a gun. And he's like, what am I doing? Drops a gun in their shrubberies and leaves.
Yeah. Oh, man. Optimus Vader just showed up. What is up?
Okay, so
in a while.
So what I was gonna say was related to
calibration and stuff.
To calibration.
Okay.
And how it just, to me, it makes perfect sense. It's like it's not that complicated about why flat makes sense, why accurate speaker makes sense.
Yeah.
It's so simple in my mind. But here, let me show you an example of what I did right before this show. Because Angela was saying that my exposure was too high, and why in my other ones I was like, I don't know that Aaron's supposed to be darker than you. I don't know if that's accurate. I'm like, yeah, maybe not, because I had it on auto. So the Sony was actually deciding what the exposure should be. So it wanted me, I guess, I don't want to get into that, but whatever. It was exposing differently. And I really, that's partially a joke. It's probably because I have a dark background. So it's
probably
kind of overcompensate. So anyway, let me show you something here. This is what I was doing. How crazy I am.
FOMO, thanks for the super chat.
What's up, FOMO?
I called you on Sunday to go look around for TVs while I was in LA.
And to go golfing. I think he wanted to go golfing.
He wants to go golfing. Talk about a narcissist. Look at this guy.
No. Look. So here's my camera, right? Here's the webcam setup. Here's StreamYard here. And I just wanted to make sure, so I have a color chart. But what do I have here? Look in the middle.
What is that?
Mirror.
Is that a mirror?
A mirror. Okay. Think about this.
You look darker in the mirror.
the mirror is going to be, I mean, it's the most accurate. It doesn't have any dynamic range issues. So this camera is going to be limited because it's a 1-inch sensor. Now, this screen on the MacBook Pro is not a calibrated monitor. I mean, it's decent, but they do their own thing. It's not perfectly calibrated. But you can even just look for my skin, like, okay, well, those are different. You can actually tell that the camera monitor is more accurate.
Yeah.
More similar than this. But think about that. My reference is the real world.
Mm-hmm.
When it comes to video calibration, if I could get this camera to look exactly the same as the mirror, and if my screen would look exactly the same as this mirror, like indistinguishable, then that means I have a very accurate video reproduction setup.
All right.
Yes.
All right. If it looks exactly the same. So here's another picture. You can tell.
Why in this one on the right, this lower one, why do you just look constipated?
Oh no, the one on the right looks like it's AI generated.
Yeah. So anyway,
I don't have
you
any
can
of
tell,
that,
look at the
dude.
difference. Look at how shiny I look over here. I'm a little bit shiny, but dang, it just looks very different. So how does this relate to audio? Because the reference is what's on the recording.
Right.
That's the reference. The reference is the real world. How do you know the speaker sounds good in this room? Because if somebody talks in that room, you know how the room sounds. So the reference is always the real world. It's not subjective. Like, what's subjective about this? There's the real in the mirror, and then there's the one that's taken on the camera and played back on the monitor.
Mm-hmm.
Where's the subjectivity? There's either, if I got this to look more accurate where you couldn't tell the difference,
yes.
Would somebody say, well, it's subjective, everybody's eyes work differently? No. Everybody would say, no, that one looks more accurate.
Right.
Okay. Well, if we're talking about HiFi, high fidelity, high fidelity meaning like high quality reproduction, then I think we would all agree that the more accurate, the better. So where's the disagreement? Where's the confusion at?
Yeah.
Anyway, let me get this off the screen.
So it's harder. It's harder. What you're saying is audio is more subjective than video.
No, I'm saying video and audio are the same thing. You want to reproduce something accurately.
Accurate, yeah.
The problem is that there's no a mirror when it comes to audio necessarily.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
Except when you know what the source is. So we know what the source is when we're playing a sweep. We know what's supposed to come out of the speaker. That's why measurements matter. We know what pink noise is supposed to do. And so when you measure the output and it's not the same as the input, then well, there's something wrong. It's not perfect. So anyway,
four of Joe's faces. We're getting flagged again.
Neck brace. I don't know how that relates exactly. But it just
some things can be objectively quantified.
Oh, this is how it kind of relates. You see how I was holding up a color chart?
Yeah, right.
Yes. Well,
that's your reference.
Well, that's because this color chart is a known reference, like pink noise, like a sweep. It's a known. There's known color values to this.
Sure.
I mean, it's not just, you can't just print this out. These are known values for each of these things. And this is specifically for, is this one for video? Yeah, this is a video one. So that's what pink noise is. And so when people say, well, measurements don't matter. Well, then how am I going to get it more accurate? Am I going to just use my eyes? I guess you could do that. Kind of use your eyes.
There is a saying.
How do you use your eyes? Measured, how do you use your ears to calibrate to pink noise?
Easy. Psh, sounds good.
What is pink noise supposed to sound like? All these things.
It's so not
anyway. I think it's related in that sense.
Someone was like, "You mean white noise?" I'm like, "No, there's also pink noise."
There is.
Yeah.
How many of those color swatch things do you have, Joe? Is that just the one that you use as a reference?
I have one for photos.
Okay.
And this one's for video because it shows up on the histogram and the vector scope properly.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm just curious because I'm thinking the next time that I like come to your house, I'm probably going to take that and I'm going to like get some whiteout and put a little dab of whiteout over each one of those colors.
Yeah.
Just to mess you up.
yeah. Yeah. Actually, you can't even touch these because if you touch it, it'll change the color a little bit.
Oh, don't touch it.
Yeah.
Don't touch
That's
it.
That's the fancy.
Don't touch it.
So I don't know. To me, it makes sense. It makes sense from a video standpoint, and it makes sense from an audio standpoint.
I think it just makes sense because look,
Yes.
there's a saying: "What gets measured gets improved."
Yes.
Right?
I like.
Can't improve something if we don't measure it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right? If I get
like
Fs all in high school, then there's a room for improvement. But we got to measure that. I got to take a test. I fail a test. Oops. Then I got to do
Means
something.
the teacher sucks.
Blame it on the teacher.
They didn't engage you.
Yeah. Teacher sucks.
All
Okay.
the teacher's fault.
Okay.
Do we have any other starred comments? I guess.
Oh, we got
the
a
ones
few.
that are starred here. You want to knock
Um,
some out real quick? Some of the best ones.
Oops.
Reverend Sim says there is literally no competing product with the SACT. If we're being honest, appreciate it. Yeah, we agree.
We're always trying to be honest. We're always.
Juan asks, would the spatial audio toolkit ever be available via Amazon? I mean, we can put it on Amazon now if we really wanted to. But you know, Amazon, they take a big cut.
Yeah.
You know, so maybe later. Maybe if we're doing like 10,000 discs every 2 months, yeah, let's.
I think the thing is that people don't discover it from Amazon.
Yeah,
They already know us,
Right.
and it's just as easy to go to our website or one of our distributors' websites and get it from them.
Oh,
You know,
Right.
there's
So
no
why would
need-
you hamstring yourself by letting them take a huge cut?
Yeah, I guess if nobody knew about it and you needed a platform, then you put it on Amazon. But I don't know that we need that.
It's a pretty
what else?
specialized thing. So if people are looking for it, they're going to find it, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. But not I mean, I don't want to. I don't get why these other publications aren't talking about this thing.
yeah. Well, you know, it's going to take time. Look, we have some great a great endorsement by Anthony Gramani. So if all these other people want to listen or don't want to listen, yeah, it's up to them. You know.
Yeah, it makes me almost want to just try to find. I that's kind of what I do. I try to find new companies that look promising, and then I kind of give them a shot.
Yeah.
You know, when I see these emails that are coming in, hey, we want to review this thing. If it doesn't look like bad, some of the stuff just looks horrible. Like, what is this speaker with lights? Why do I need these lights again? Can you please explain what the lights?
Oh,
are
dude,
for?
you know what I saw with
do I need
lights,
the lights?
bro?
Huh?
Lights for your Crocs, bro. Have you seen that? They look like little eyes. I saw it on I was like, how do I record this video and send it to Joe? Because I know Joe and Angela, you guys gotta have lights for your Crocs. They look like little eyes on them.
So nothing said.
Little animals.
Says, have you talked to the publications? You got to sell yourself. It's how life is. Man, I love to sell. I'll talk to these guys all day. I'd love to. And I reach out to them. You know, we know who they are.
Dude, actually, the Stereophile guy, Cal Rubinson, reached out to us. Right?
Yeah.
That was like the first week of our launch. And then second day of our launch, Groby TV hits us up wanting to be a German distributor. So there's plenty of stuff happening. Like people see it and understand that it's actually great. Who is the new guy in our in Discord?
Oh yeah.
Who's that guy? I don't have it on here.
I don't remember, but he has a place that he's setting up called The Lab.
Yeah.
Adam Pels. Yeah. See, Reverend Slim knows. Yeah, Adam Pels. I guess he's setting up this one room that sounds really cool. So he has a business where they do calibrations. What is it called? I don't remember. I'm not good with names. But he has this room that he's setting up where you can move the walls, and there's so many speakers in there, so you could try different configurations, move the walls around. Like, that's nuts to see, the different effects.
Yeah.
Different things.
Yeah.
That's next
Very
level.
cool. Very cool. He said it was going to have like 19 subwoofers or something like that.
Yeah, like pretty much.
Or is it 9? Maybe it was 9. Maybe it was 9 subwoofers. All right. let's see. Make shirts. Scruff King says we need to make some merch. Caesar says, for me, the SACT has been a big step for immersive sound calibration. What's next for you guys? How about SACT becomes the next calibration software integrated into upcoming AVRs? How did you know?
No.
I don't know about SACT, but definitely, the toot, the magic beans definitely could be in some AVRs.
What happens with that. That's the next thing that I'm working on.
Yeah.
And the plan is to knock out as many videos as I can, schedule them so I can take a month and not do anything except for focus on that. Focus on releasing that, but I have to not do anything.
Yeah.
To be in the zone.
Thank you again, FOMO, and Chris Wyndham for the super chats. We appreciate it. I brought him up on screen. Couldn't really mention it at the time, but thank you so much. Cesar asked, do you think AI and audio and video calibration could be the next big thing in the future? Imagine that. Imagine that. All right, look. I'm looking at my portrait displays calibration equipment for a TV. Thing costs $2,200 for those two devices, right? Imagine if you put those up, and it took about 16 hours to learn from God, what's his name? Damn, I forgot his name. Not Jason Dustle, the other guy from Portrait. Anyway, sorry, man, I forgot your name. It took him 16 hours to show me how to calibrate HDR, SDR, Dolby Vision, and think about AI just doing that. Boom, hit a button. You put in okay, we're gonna calibrate for HDR10. The meter's in the right place, the pattern generator's connected and working, and then you put in you usually in the calibration software you have to put in the type of display, whether it's an LED, an OLED, a projector, whatever. So you put those in, and they even have it broken down between Samsung LED, LG LED, Sony OLED versus LG OLED. So they have all that broken down. And you just select it and you just said, boop, white balance, do it. And it just flashes a bunch and it does it real quick. That would be actually pretty awesome, I think. Except if you're a TV calibrator. And then there might be some pushback on that. But I think that would be pretty awesome. Sometimes doing a manual calibration takes quite some time. On the video side. Same with the audio side, but
I don't think AI is even necessary for this because calibration, at least the way I see it, is not as complicated as everybody makes it seem.
Yeah.
It doesn't require any type of machine learning. We have a source. We understand what the source content's supposed to be, and we have an idea what the output is supposed to be. So does the output equal the input? And if not, then what changes do you have to make? So what learning do we have to do? It's just, to me, what we need more understanding. We need to help other people understand, because I think they've just learned the wrong thing for a long time.
Yeah.
They've been told stuff that is incorrect for such a long time, and it's perpetuated for such a long time that's become, I guess, the truth to them.
Wait, what are we? Whoa. We're not talking about religion here, are we?
Oh no,
we're.
No. Well, it could be a religion.
Hey!
It could be to some people, But you have the problem is you have to undo all that.
Yeah.
It's not like we're starting from, hey, I don't know anything. Can you teach me?
Yeah.
We're starting from they think they know, and we have to take them back all the way back to actually you don't know, and here's the right thing. So we have to take them all the way from over here all the way over there, and it would be much easier if they were just here in the middle.
Yeah.
And open. So not only do we have to move from here to there, but they're fighting against you. They don't want to go over there. They don't want to hear it.
Yeah. Thank you, Optimus, for the super chat.
Thank you. Good to see you again. What? Church's Chicken?
Who's watching the new Transformers movie? Oh, it looks pretty cool, man. It looks pretty cool from the previews.
Dude, I want to see the new Flash movie just because it's going to have Batman in there.
Mm-hmm.
The Bruce Wayne, Michael Keaton. That's going to be awesome.
Yes.
Hey, I got one for you guys. I'm gonna throw something up real fast.
Okay.
So, after I reviewed that Behringer speaker, I've had a fair amount of people say, "Oh man, it would be cool to see you review other PA
Bunch of hate.
style speakers."
Okay.
And so I wasn't planning on it, but then like on Twitter or Facebook or something, or maybe YouTube, something popped up where this guy was reviewing a full range flat response. That's what FR stands for, like guitar speaker, right? And the first thing I thought was, all right, so you're telling me it's a single 12-inch coax, it's going to be full range, and it's going to be flat response? That's a lie. It's definitely not going to be flat response. I mean, for $359 powered, I don't see it. So I decided I ordered this speaker to test out, and I'm curious to see. But after I ordered, I started reading reviews where people were saying like, man, this thing, like the highs are piercing. I was just like, here we go. But I thought that'll be very interesting, because if this is a product that's being sold to musicians as a product that is flat response. So full range, look, if it gets down to 50 or 60 hertz, I'm okay with that. I don't expect it to actually get down to 20 or 30 or 40 even. I'm fine with 50 or 60 and above. But the flat response part, I'm already expecting that's not going to have flat response. And I think it'll be interesting to see if it does. And then if it doesn't, I want people to be aware of things like that. I mean, just because a company calls it full range flat response doesn't mean it's actually going to be that. But maybe I'll be surprised. Maybe I'll be surprised.
Here's my new thing is I'm gauging the speaker against their marketing claims.
Yeah.
So that's why it was tricky with your review of the Behringer, because they didn't make the claims that this is going to be great for home theater. Other people were making that claim.
Yeah.
So I think you made it pretty clear that
Aaron,
you're saying, hey, for those people who are saying this, you guys are incorrect.
Yeah, definitely
because
incorrect.
Behringer said, hey, this is a PA speaker, so we're not saying that it's made for home theater.
Right.
So that's sort of a little bit tricky. But then this company's saying specifically, they're making claims. And now you can check against those claims. Is it true? Are your claims true or not? That's pretty easy to measure.
Yeah, delivers a full range flat response speaker. So let's see if they actually give us information.
Plus or minus 18
look
dB.
At that. Look at that. 46 to 22 minus 10 dB.
Oh, that's a frequency. Okay, minus 10 dB. I thought, wow, you're gonna say flat anechoic plus or minus 10 dB.
What does that even mean? Minus 10 dB plus minus 10 dB?
So I'm just like, does that give them the leeway of saying that whatever the peak is, they're allowed to go 10 dB down until 46 hertz, right? So two things. One is maybe 46 hertz is the 10 dB, the negative 10 dB point. Okay, whatever. But more than likely, there's going to be a lot of fluctuation in that frequency response range. This is just a meaningless spec. I mean, it really is. But more so when you're saying that you're a full range flat response speaker, I better see a plus or minus in there of like 1.5 dB. I better not see something that says minus 10 dB. Like, that's ridiculous. So
yeah, I mean, the fact that it says full range and it says minus 10 dB, 46 hertz are already not good. They've already messed up.
Yeah.
That's just, I don't know, man. Stuff like that frustrates me, because the people who are making the music that we listen to are going off of that. Because let's be real, most musicians, in my experience, because I've got a lot of friends that are musicians, they don't know about speaker specs. They just don't. So they see something like that, and they're just like us, man. They're just like us. They're like, oh, this thing says it's going to do this, so that's what it's going to do, and I'm going to buy it. Right? They don't know any better.
That's why when other reviewers have somebody come in, I shouldn't even say other reviewers. When other people in different industries, not audio, forget it.
Yeah.
Have a professional come in and it's not related. In audio, a lot of times I see people, hey, I have this professional musician. I'm like, that means absolutely nothing.
Nothing. Yeah.
A professional musician. My uncles were professional musicians. They didn't know about speakers.
Yeah.
My uncle used to play guitar for Frank Sinatra. He toured the world with him. He didn't know about speakers, though.
Right.
He had some Akai speakers, I remember. I don't know how great those were.
It's so funny because like anytime I'm looking for studio monitors and you see like the graph for the frequency response, you're like, why does this thing cost $4,000? And why does everybody have it?
Yeah.
They don't care. They don't care. All they say is it sounds good to me. Even these big badass mixing engineers, even the ones that have been around for years, they use these speakers that are not flat. And it's the most mind-boggling thing. Why would you not use speakers that you're supposed to make critical mixing decisions on that are not flat?
I hear you, man.
Hey, what are those speakers you use for DJing though?
Which ones? For DJing, the RCFs?
RCF.
Yeah.
Those might be something to check out because I've reviewed an RCF monitor, studio monitor, rebranded.
Oh, really?
It was an RCF monitor.
Oh, really?
It measured pretty well.
Oh.
It measured pretty well. So I was like, they seem to know what they're doing with the active stuff.
Yeah.
Maybe it translates over to, their PA stuff. How much were those though? Shauna?
2,000 each.
2,000 each.
I think.
Okay. Yeah, I would have to say, I would guess probably, have you heard of L Acoustics? Look, L Acoustics?
Yeah, L Acoustics. Yeah, I've heard of L. Yeah, okay, yeah. Evox J8, $1,800 each. Oh, two of those is $4,000.
Yeah.
And I bought two pair. I got one pair in black, one pair in white.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah. You said because you couldn't decide. Well, at one point you couldn't decide between those, and was it like QSC or something you were looking at? I can't remember the other brand.
Yeah. And
then you were like, I bought these, and I bought two pair.
I bought these, and it would
wedding or
the
something.
first time I used it to DJ at Main Lodge and the mountain, I was just like, oh, I'm getting another pair of these. And then all they had was white. I was just like, screw it, bought it, and then I was just like, hey, I can provide a white package now for my weddings and charge more money. Yeah. So no, it's fantastic. I actually will be using the whole white package this coming Saturday. So.
Oh, there's so many jokes that are just like right there for the taking, man. But they'd be off color, and I can't do that.
Would they be off color?
Well, you said like the all white package. I'm like, dude, there's a couple towns in Alabama that I've been to that I feel are probably fitting that description. Even I'm scared to go there. Right now, I'm darker than Joe.
Damn. Oh, hilarious.
Oh, man. Yeah, man. Yeah.
But yeah, going back to this, like, as soon as you said you're reviewing Behringer speakers, I'm like, oh, this is not gonna be good. And then that other one, like the difference, there was just a huge disconnect between music production and music reproduction. And on the music production side, meaning creating any of the music, guitar players will use the crappiest cord to plug their guitar into the amp or into the interface because that's just all they have.
Right.
They're not going to spend, the $50 on a Mogami cable when you can get the signal in with the $5 cable from, Brand X. Brand X.
Oh, Fred. You see Fred. Look at Fred over there.
What? I already have the black.
All right, I think that's a sign that it's time to go to the after show.
Okay, all right, yeah, we're debasing pretty quickly. I did see something about some merch.
Yes,
Angela was talking to Croson about some merch.
Yeah, so I have been talking to Tim about doing some merch for you guys. A lot of times we're promoting and we're saying, hey, go to Patreon, and if you become a Patreon, then you get to join the after show that we do. So there it is right there, patreon.com/daily HiFi. But YouTube also has its own membership type of thing, and I just thought that might make it easier for some people because it's just built into it
too,
where they can become a member. And the other cool thing that they offer is they have ways where you can show in the live chat that you are a member of ours. So it's just a way to support. Angela asked, what kind of daily hi-fi merch would you guys be interested in?
And Paul says, make a shirt. We will wear it at M-Wave.
All right.
What about coffee mugs?
Coffee mugs?
And then,
I mean, that's kind of simple. And
an entire group wearing it would be awesome.
All right.
There we go.
Pretty funny.
There you go.
I mean, we're not against you guys. It doesn't have to be like that. We're not saying us versus.
I mean, it'd be funny.
Oh, I was just thinking of a bunch of dudes rolling up in the exact same shirt, all but like a bunch of nerds. I mean, let's be real. That would be really funny.
Oh man, yeah,
Great.
Yeah. I mean, I appreciate people supporting us, so I'm not against it.
Yeah.
Wear what you want. I'll leave it up to you guys. But yeah, just let us know. We'll create some merch, and I think it would probably be part of the membership. Different tiers, and if you get this tier, you'll get this.
You get some free
something
shirts
to wear, and
like
maybe
that.
we can make something new every year. Every 6 months, maybe a new design.
I don't know, man. Does it really take that long? We can just put it into ChatGPT or what is this image thing?
I guess you could.
Yeah, man, we could
do
pump
that.
out some new designs every day.
Yeah.
Well, I don't have
Yeah.
time for that, but maybe once a week.
Yeah.
That'll work. Mid Journey. It's called Mid Journey.
What is that?
Learn
Is
how to
that
use
the-
that. Yeah.
That Mid-Journey AI art.
Yeah.
Ooh,
We should do
I
that.
like it.
So we'll make some merch for you guys, and we'll try to make it fun. So
Yeah, just as always, we're gonna make anything we do is gonna be fun. You'll have, above all else, you have fun. You might learn something. You might get offended. Hey, it's Daily Hi-Fi. Let's go.
yep.
That would have been a perfect ending.
That
Damn.
would have been. I thought that was it.
I know. Dude, I tell you, I don't know what I'm saying until it actually happens.
And then you're like, oh, that was good. I should have saved it.
Yeah, exactly.
Crap.
I'm like, oh, damn.
I'm an idiot.
Maybe next time.
All right, I'm gonna head into the after show. Hopefully, somebody will want to do a calibration.
No.
Look at this.
That's what I like to do.
SACT.
No comment. No
You
comment.
guys.
Oh, this would be a good one. I want a moving around my room shirt.
Oh, that's cool.
That'd be
choose.
good. That'd be good. All right, guys. Thank you so much for hanging out here at the Daily Hi-Fi podcast. We do this every Monday, 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 Eastern. Make sure to become a patron at patreon.com/Daily Hi-Fi. Jump into the after show. We're about to go over there and have some more laughs and do all that fun stuff. Answer some questions. Joe might do a calibration. I might be eating some more. Who knows? Okay.
Man, that's a pretty good deal because calibrations cost like thousands of dollars if you hire me and you just become a member. I don't know. Sounds like a good
That
deal.
sounds pretty awesome.
Not
Sounds pretty
worth it.
awesome. All right. On behalf of myself,
right.
Aaron, and Joe, you guys have a great night.